Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And it seems like every couple months, there's always a brand new RickoRex deck that just takes over. And today I'm showcasing RickoRex Darius LeBlanc Yetis. Now, the reason that I'm showcasing this deck is because if you all didn't know, RickoRex just hit rank 1 with this deck in the European server. You heard that right. Yetis got to rank 1. As soon as I saw that, I had to jump on it and showcase it to you all because obviously Yetis are like freaking fun, and you all see me experiment with Yetis before when I try like Yetis with PNC. And you know, this version is kind of playing more for the Overwhelm because obviously it's RickoRex, so playing more for the Darius Overwhelm and the Mites. And it feels so good. I feel like a lot of decks in this meta are not prepared to deal with the aggression from the Yetis, especially if you can get the Abominable Guardian out, one or even two of them, just puts so much pressure. A lot of the current decks don't have the bodies to deal with these big 5/5s. Add to that Spirits Unleashed, which is an amazing addition to Yeti decks, and now your Yetis are going to be 6/6, 7/7s, and they become even more impossible to deal with because you might have a 1-cost Yeti that comes as a 6/6. The other great thing about Spirits Unleashed that I love in this deck is that it makes a Triferian Assessor a 5/4, so it feels even amazing. I swear, when I tell you guys that this card is going to be one of the cards that people are going to complain about here in the next 6 months, I guarantee you, because this card is so nuts with so many decks. It feels so good. So the idea with this deck, if you all don't know, is literally you're going full on Yetis, right? Ideally, you want to have, if you have like a Abominable Guardian in your hand, you want to have 2 Yetis on the field. That's why we also play triple Yeti Yearling, because it's the cheapest way we can get Yeti Yearling for 1 mana and then play Totals for 3 as early as turn 3. And that means that next turn we'll have whatever Abominable Guardians from our hand coming down and getting summoned because you have 2 Yetis on the field. Now, obviously, be careful with that because you don't want the totals to get canceled if somebody has like a Mystic Shot to kill your Yeti Yearling. So just be mindful of that when you're playing this deck. The rest, you know, once you have that set up with the Yeti setup, it kind of just goes from there. You're able to finish games 2 ways: either just overwhelming it with all the Yetis that you're going to have in the field, or overwhelming them with Overwhelm itself, right? It is a RickoRex deck, so Darius and Ancient Yeti and the Might are able to just push so much Overwhelm damage that the opponent's gonna have a hard time kind of pushing through there. Aside from that, the rest of the cards are kind of like a lot of support cards, right? Blood for Blood is really good because you can put it on the Abominable Guardian, for example. You get a copy in your hand, and if you have 2 Yetis on the field, which you probably do if you already have one of these guys out in the field, then you're gonna get the next one next turn to get summoned for free. Cool. Free 5/5 or 6/6. Who couldn't love that? Troll Shad and Bloody Business are ways for us to protect our units or kill the opponent's key threats, right? Might to let us finish. And again, just Spirits Unleashed. Just Spirits Unleashed, man. Like this card is absolutely nuts. I actually have people surrender. There's games that I don't show in the YouTube video a lot of times, and I have people that surrender literally on turn 4 or 5 because they actually in turn 4. I had a guy surrender in turn 4 because they used Spirits Unleashed in turn 3 and a Spirits Unleashed in turn 4. It was like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave. I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, enough about that. Yeah, this deck is amazing. RickoRex, props to you, man. Like, yeah, this is fun. Enjoy the games coming up soon. If you do, make sure to like this video below and subscribe to us. We post a lot of videos every single day. And I'll see you at the end of the video for some mulligan tips and some other strategy to talk about this deck. Enjoy the games. In this matchup, we're going against Jax Sivir. This seems like a pretty interesting deck. I like any Jax deck, right? Like that, I think they're freaking amazing. I'm down to try to see if I can get the Abominable Guardian down early. Ooh, okay, so we get 1 Yeti here. We need to get 1 more Yeti to actually get my stuff, like to get my greedy hand to not be greedy anymore. So I'm okay to hard commit to it though. If I can get those both Guardians down, that just gives me a lot of good trades that the opponent's gonna have to deal with. And we get the totals, right? So check this out. There is a chance that we might just high roll this. Because if we go Trapper and we get that Yeti on turn 1, on the next turn, I guess actually it's better for me to wait for the opponent to first have their attack, right? So I think we play Trapper. Perfect. So we play Trapper, and now we can just block the Merciless Hunter. Even if the opponent has a second Bloodletters, that's okay. Yeah, that was very obvious. The opponent was obviously telegraphing in second Bloodletters when they just played that with no power, but I'm killing a unit and giving them a unit that can block. And a unit that can block in this matchup is amazing. Now, if I high roll this Yeti right here, I mean, it's still gonna be pretty bad, right? We have a chance, we have a 50-50 chance. If we get a next turn, I think we're still in a solid spot. And we don't even need to worry about the opponent. Yeah, whatever. We even have access to like bloody business, so we didn't need to worry about the opponent having access to like please give me the 50-50. Why do I never win the 50-50, guys? I never get the 50-50s, huh? I'm kind of scared of Furious Wilder. Wait, what am I talking about? Furious Wilder? Is that Shurima? I can't remember actually. I think it's actually worth it for me to stun one of these guys. I don't think I want to take that much damage. Yeah, I think it's actually worth it for me to stun one of these guys, and then I go Troll Sham Bloody Business on the Sivir. Oh wow, they're going all in. So I'm gonna have to go Troll Sham Bloody Business on the Sivir. And I guess sacrifice the LeBlanc, maybe? I guess I don't need to, right? Opponent has no blockers, and I'm gonna have plenty of blockers next turn. I know I'm guaranteed to get the Yeti. Opponent's stealing 10. Am I concerned about Overwhelm? Is my question. I guess I have to be, right? I have to be concerned about the Overwhelm. Because opponent could easily play Solani. And I don't really have a lot of big units. I guess I will have the Yetis, which is good enough for the Solanis, but I think I'd still do actually prepare for it. We can play the Yeti here and the second and the Telltales. That would allow me to summon the Abominables. Unless if the opponent has a Battle Negation, that would be the only fear here. I will be giving them another... Let's say I play this. If the opponent has a Battle Negation, I'm kind of screwed, right? If they don't play the Battle Negation, they could play the Bloodletter Seer and get another Darkened Troll. But then I'm going to have enough blockers. I think I have enough blockers that I'm not concerned about this. It has to be the Overwhelm. So it has to be like Absorber and Jax, right? Because Jax is the one unit that's leveled up. So it has to be Jax and Absorber. Actually, they don't even need the Absorber because the Jax will come down with Overwhelm. But the Absorber will give them another unit with Overwhelm. I like attacking with both Yetis because if the opponent doesn't block, it means that Darius gets leveled up. This is tough. The fact that I actually didn't get this Yeti last turn or the turn before completely changed the game. Because if I had gotten that Yeti beforehand, I would have been chilling. Opponent also stops our attack here because obviously we cannot attack into the combat cube. We need to have our Yetis alive. We need to have our Yetis alive to be able to summon the Abominables. So Lani will be able to... Okay, well, opponent just gave us the attack now. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do that, I'm just gonna attack. I'm just gonna attack. I have 2 healthy blockers here that I'm okay with this. Even if you get another Dark Control, you're gonna be spending all your mana on equipment. They don't even block, so I don't even need to like I said, they didn't even block, right? So they give me the Darius just fully leveled up. Now, it is important that I get a card that I can kind of deal with the opponent with. And this is not a good card. Because opponent could technically find the lethal here. Like if they have a Jax, and they can transfer the Fisher Whack to like a Dark Control, and have enough buffs, they could actually get them. Sivir also gets in there, right? Because Sivir's gonna have Overwhelm and she's gonna transfer it to everybody else. Now the problem with Sivir Overwhelm is that I have enough blockers for everything that's not Sivir. So even if they give this to Sivir, Sivir's only pushing 8. Even with a Shapestone, it's only pushing 10. And I just block everything else. And all my units survive. And then next time we have Darius plus the Might. So it's gonna be very close. It's gonna be very close. It's actually like the thing is that if they don't play the Fisher Whack on the Sivir, like I'm not really scared. But again, Sivir doesn't actually level up until another unit attacks after her either. So like, what am I concerned about here? Momentous choice is Ionia. They don't even attack with everything. And again, that's why I was not scared of the Darkin Trolls, because they cannot block. So now opponent only has 3 blockers. We have 5 attackers, and we have Might and a Darius. So we just open attack. Opponent can only block. Opponent even loses their Sivir, by the way. They need to. The Fisher Whack is slow speed, right? So that doesn't work. It has to be like Quicksand, and they just didn't have it. So yeah, Abominable is pretty good because it gets you surprise blockers that the opponent doesn't expect. We even low rolled that Jetty, right? If we got that Jetty even a turn earlier, we could have done Jetty and then the Call, right? And we would have had enough blockers and then be able to do more from there. So 100 LP. I literally started, I think, at 15 LP when I started playing this deck, and we got to 100 LP just like that. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Ziggs Taliyah. I think my Yetis are going to get bigger than most of their units. I wish I had a Spirits Unleashed instead of the Yeti Yearling. Or the Glory Seeker, sorry. I do, however, like the idea of Tall Tales and Yeti Yearlings. Like, I really like this combo. So I might just keep it like this. LeBlanc is pretty bad in this matchup though. I will say that LeBlanc is pretty bad. Because she's gonna just die to drop the bomb. So she's gonna just die to drop the bomb, which is a little unfortunate. Maybe the opponent decides to drop the bomb here. And just kill the Yeti Yearling, because they might be scared of the Abominable. They might be scared of the Abominable. Abominable. I might actually just land the LeBlanc here because we have access to Troll Shen. So because we have access to Troll Shen, I'm gonna slam the LeBlanc first and start getting my reputation trigger. Yeah, that's the drop the bomb. We go Troll Shen. Hello? Excuse me? There we go. And this will actually let me attack with both units now, and we get to push 6 damage, right? I guess we're only gonna push 1 damage because the opponent obviously gonna block here. But we got rid of one of the drop the bombs, which looks like they also top decked, by the way. If the opponent plays 6 here, I'm actually gonna go Bloody Business instead of Tall Tales. I think that's actually better off. No? Okay. Well, let's go Tall Tales. Tall Tales. Question is, do we open attack to level up LeBlanc? Or do we summon one more Yeti and tap out a Bloody Business? I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad eating up that stun. So if we attack here, I think I like the attack. Leveling up the LeBlanc and also keeping mana for Bloody Business. That keeps the LeBlanc away from a second drop the bomb. It doesn't protect it against Rite of Arcane, but I think that's okay. I also get the mirror image, which obviously now that LeBlanc gets it at the level up, I think it's worth it enough. I don't think my hand is good enough for me to just start dropping all the Yetis anyways, right? I think I'd rather go like this. The only downside is that because we only have 2 units that have 5 power, we don't get to trigger the reputation. Compared to if we summon a Yeti, we get to trigger the reputation. But I do think there's a benefit to having this Bloody Business in the back of my hand right now rather than later. I don't even care about this. You actually messed up too. Huh, okay, yeah, the opponent actually messed up, right? They tried to kill. Interesting. Let's play the second Totals. No need to play the Ancient Yeti now because we can play it next turn for 2 mana instead of 3 right now. Opponent could have Rite of Arcane to kill LeBlanc. If they don't have it, we can always play Bloody Business to actually get her enabled. Taliyah. Only downside with Taliyah is that we don't have anybody that can kill Taliyah. I guess at this point though, we can just sacrifice. We can just sacrifice this guy. Let's go here. Let's sacrifice the Yeti Yearling. They actually have the Rite of Arcane. Okay, so is this worth it? I think this is worth it. I think this is absolutely worth it to kill Taliyah, gets rid of a blocker, and gives me access to the thing. I do prefer to also draw here first before we actually do anything else. So before we lose any Yeti to the trade, I guess opponent could just attack here and force the trade. Okay, perfect. Opponent not attacking is actually great for us, because it means that now we can actually go Trifarian Assessor, draw 3 cards, and just chill. We can actually copy the Assessor, by the way, if we wanted to.
If it's made of sand, I can.
Is that worth it? Is copying the Assessor ever worth it? No, right? We can always just copy like the Darius after we push enough damage. After we push enough damage, we can always just copy the Darius. So I think I like it here. Opponent's gonna go to 7. We have the Darius. We have a Might. I don't like forcing lethal here. I guess I get punished by a second Taliyah.
Come on, there's so much to
Yeah, second Taliyah is a little bit annoying, but not impossible to deal with just yet. We block, block, block. Play Darius and just chill. Yeah, so we block, block, block. We can go... We can go on Spirits Unleashed as well. I'm gonna start with the Spirits Unleashed first, so that the Glory Seeker doesn't die to a Pokestick. Right? So we go here. We play Darius. Like, the Rebel Herbs don't matter to us. Yeah, the Rebel Herbs don't matter to us. It is gonna make that Waste Walker, I guess, stronger. Yeah, it is gonna make that Waste Walker stronger. But again, it's all about this mirror image on the Darius. That's why I thought it was better to actually save it. You can play Rite of Arcane and Rite of Arcane again, and the Darius still gonna get copied. Yeah, so they're gonna. This tells me that they probably have double Rite of Arcane, right? That way they push 4. We just play this first mirror image, and way we get a second Darius on the field. There we go. And we still have access to Ancient Yeti, Glory Seeker, Might, and everything else in between. Now this guy is gonna get big, which again is a little bit unfortunate, but we also have the Glory Seeker to kind of pull it with. So it doesn't matter how big that guy gets. He's gonna actually have to run a negation this. No, okay. I think this is game, right? With 4 mana, I don't see any way. I guess they could technically have access to Quicksand to get rid of the Overwhelm, but I have enough bigger units that I can just overwhelm them. And that's why this deck is doing so well for RickoRex. Like, you just have so many big units, and decks are not really used to be able to deal with this many big units in the current meta, so you just run them over. So GG's. In this match, we're gonna go up against Anivia. Now, the only scary part about this deck is gonna be a Ruination. Otherwise, the opponent's gonna have a hard time actually dealing with us, because we're gonna have a lot of early units that are gonna push a lot of damage. Not a great hand though, right? Not a great hand to start with. I like the Spirits Unleashed. Just make my units, especially LeBlanc, take them out of range of like Avalanche and Barbine. However, he also puts the Glory Seeker out of range of like Battle Feast. However, we don't have any of those cards in our hand, right? We don't have any of those cards in our hands, which is a little unfortunate. I would love for the opponent to play their 1 health units here. That would have been very nice. We do get the Glory Seeker. We don't have any right Yetis. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna play this because it's gonna make our units a little bit out of range of what the opponent can do to us. So, like for example, we can play LeBlanc and still have access to Trollshan as well. That's a cute minion. That's a cute minion. The other thing that's a little bit bad against this deck is the Priestess, right? So the Harshwinds are gonna be a pain in the butt to deal with. No Yetis is super unfortunate. Like, if I can overwhelm the opponent and like level up Darius, that would be like ideal. We're gonna have to start here first. Let the opponent play the bio piece. Maybe they're setting up like an avalanche or something. That's cool. Freeze. Do I let this go? No, I don't think so. I think I like the idea of keeping this LeBlanc alive. Wow, so they committed a Battle Piece and a Freeze here. I guess the Battle Piece doesn't really do anything else in this matchup. Now that I got the Glory Seeker to be out of range. But it's nice to take that away from them. Unfortunately, not a lot of value in my hand. Not a lot of value. We can play... I guess we're gonna have to play the Darius, right? We're gonna have to play the Darius, because the Yetis don't make sense in my opinion. I don't think the Yetis make sense just yet. We pull the Spiderling and we attack with the rest, level up the LeBlanc. Opponent might have another... Okay, opponent has another freeze here, right? So the opponent obviously has another freeze here. Looks to me like to be like a Harsh Winds. So I'm not gonna attack with LeBlanc. I'm gonna force him to play the freeze out. And maybe they have an Avalanche and they're baiting me here, right? And if they have a Robina or an Avalanche, that's great for them. I'm still pushing the sits with Darius. And what I'm gonna have to rely on is the Ancient Yeti. Yeah, they do have the Harsh Winds, right? So they do have the Harsh Winds, again, completely expected. We don't get any level of progress on the LeBlanc. This is also not dying to like a Battle Piece, so that's another Priest out of their hand. They probably should be playing their Anivia here, right? To kill the Glory Seeker. If they play Anivia here to kill the Glory Seeker, we're gonna have to play the Bloody Business. Let's just go here. We can then pull the Anivia Egg with the Glory Seeker, which is nice. If the opponent... Do I care about this? Do I care about this? Do I care about this? Oh, that's a big glimpse. That's a big glimpse. I don't think I'm gonna care for it. I think I need to keep this Bloody Business for later. I also think I'm better off playing the 6-cost Ancient Yeti and keep the 4-cost as a cheap option for next time. So, let's check this out now. We go here. Need to do this before the opponent can actually go for a Ruination, right? The second Bloody Business is gonna be amazing at killing the opponent's unit, at killing the opponent's Anivia. Now the opponent could just play the Ruination here, and we're just gonna restart if they play the Ruination. That's why I didn't want to commit to the Might. I guess if I committed to the Might, I forced the freeze out of them instead of a Ruination. That probably is better than what I just did. Yeah, that probably is better than what I just did, huh? Like if they play Ruination, like if I had played the Might, because the Darius would have leveled up, it would have forced a response from the opponent. I think we can safely play the Trapper. The problem is going to be Anivia. We can safely play the Trapper and try to get the Yeti in our hand. I want this Yeti to happen after. Okay, I think that's a mistake. I think opponent should have played... If they have a second Anivia, now I can assume that they don't. If they had a second Anivia, it was better to play her right there. Okay, sure. So we just go here then? Let's just draw the Yeti right now. Let's just draw the Yeti for now. There's the Trapper, Darius, LeBlanc, Ancient Yeti, Glory Seeker. But if I do this, I'm gonna be hitting... No, I don't want to have a second Yeti, because it's gonna like pseudo-trigger these guys, right? It's a little bit annoying, right? Because the opponent can just play it out. And maybe I shouldn't even need it to attack with this. I already trigger Reputation. So that's not necessary. Opponent gets LeBlanc here. I mean, not LeBlanc. Opponent gets the Anivia here. Yeah, I think it probably was not correct, actually, to be honest, to attack with this Abominable. Now, the good thing is that if this thing dies here, like the opponent just killed him right now, right? We can easily refill the whole hand. We also probably should have just killed that Anivia. But we can easily refill our whole hand by going Ancient Yeti, Abominable, second Ancient Jetty to have the overwhelm. Problem is a second freeze, right? The problem is gonna be a second freeze, and how annoying that's gonna be. We're gonna get another abominable. We're gonna have the might. It doesn't matter if we go wide. The opponent has too many chump blockers. Unless they're just gonna give it to me like this, I guess. It's actually better for me to kill the Anivia. I think it's better for me to sacrifice the abominable. It's better for me to block like this. And then try to bloody business the Anivia. Because if the opponent has another Anivia or another Entreat in their hand, it's better for me to actually just kill it now, right? Although having access to this bloody business on the next turn is also kind of nice. Yeah, so I want to force him to have... I want to force him to freeze right now. I don't want him to have a second Anivia in there. Okay, do you have another one? They might have another one. But if they have another one, they're killing their own units, right? And we still get the vulnerable? Like, if they have another one, they kill the 2 blockers, and we still get the abominable guardian. No, opponent! Okay, so opponent needs to have a vengeance or a freeze, because they're gonna lose here in the open. We have exactly, we have 18, not exactly 16, a little bit over 16. Opponent's actually gonna lose here because of this abominable guardian. I think I opened. I think I was open and they lost. Wow. Wow. Alright. Their hand was a little bit awkward. They got rid of their chump blockers for us. That's all I can ask for. So, GG's. In this match, we're going against Ekko Zilean. I guess Jin's got nerfed, so people are back on Zilean. Makes sense. I want a hard mulligan for Spirits Unleashed, Ancient Jetty, and the Abominable Guardian. We get 2 of the 3, which is better than nothing. So we can just focus on Spirits Unleashed to begin with. Go from there. Our Yetis are going to be humongous. Our Glory Seeker is going to be amazing. We have Totals as well. This is pretty good hand so far. Trollshan is also could be good, right? To stop the Ekko from actually killing my units. It should let us trade. What if we actually start with the Trapper first?
Now, then.
Instead of doing a Spiritual Unleash first, I'm gonna start with the Trapper first. Just so I can see if the opponent plays something with 1 health first of all, but also so that I can actually get the Enraged Jetty sooner rather than later. I feel like the sooner that I get this Enraged Jetty, the better it is for us, because then we're able to play Totals and have 2 Enraged Yetis in our field. And again, there's also a chance that they can play a unit here that has 1 health, right? That way we're not using the Spiritual Unleash for no reason. The downside to this is that if the opponent has Rather Negation, I have to now wait for them to tap out of the 4 mana, right? Because if they don't tap out of the 4 mana, I'm kind of screwed. We can go Spiritual Unleash per Trollshan next turn, which is not bad. I don't think it's enough, right? It's not enough if the opponent actually levels up their unit. It's definitely not enough if I do this. I guess I'm gonna attack. If the opponent blocks, then the ceiling is dying to the Spiritual Unleash, which is good for us. Yeah, so the opponent has a leveled up Ekko. Leveled up Ekko has 5 power. If I go Trollshan, I do get to kill it, right? Yeah, I get to kill it. If the opponent goes Trollshan, if the opponent gets Ekko and attacks here, I get to kill the Ekko anyways. So yeah, I'm just gonna go Spiritual Unleash. Let the opponent play the Battle Negation if they have it. Doesn't have it. No, we don't tap out a Trollshan, right? We don't tap out a Trollshan. So the opponent is still not able to attack because we reduce their power to 3 and get our health to 5, and the opponent just loses Ekko like that. There's no way they can attack yet. Wow, this is the worst Ekko player I've ever seen in my life. You're playing against failure. Like, what do you expect to happen? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that attack. I don't know about that attack, my friend. Question here is it ever Glory Seeker? I think I prefer to keep the Glory Seeker. I think I'm just gonna go Jetty, and just have a bunch of Jetties in the field and start forcing the opponent to block. We can start with the first Jetty here. See what the opponent does. Ah, Voice of the Risen. Oh no, I'm so scared. Yeah, anyways. We should probably kill that, by the way. But I'm okay playing the second Yeti. They still are not able to kill my stuff. I'm actually gonna sacrifice this now as well, by the way. Just so that if the opponent has the revive, I'm okay with that, right? Like, I'm better off trading now. Now, the opponent could have the Scrying Sands here, and they get a favorable trade. But I'm also okay getting the Scrying Sands out of the way. Well, I think just gonna give me the Bush of the Wizard. What is going on? What is going on? I guess they didn't want to take that extra damage, right? Because that would have put them at 6. I guess that's fair, right? They are taking a lot of damage. Yeah, they are taking a lot of damage. I guess that's okay. Here's the second Ekko. We can go... We can stun the Ekko if we want to, because the opponent's going to have access to the revive right here, right? So I think I actually prefer just stunning the Ekko. I don't want it to have access to the revive here. This way I just stun it, right? And we can just play my whole hand out. And I can just pull the Ekko with the Glory Seeker. Heck, I'm not even going to pull it with the Glory Seeker. I'm going to pull the Ceiling with the Glory Seeker. Attack with everything else. And the opponent's going to have to block with Ekko regardless. So we go here.
Victory requires a sharp blade.
I am kind of concerned about Mystic Shot though. So maybe I don't. Okay. Is the opponent still forced to block with everything? Yes, right? They're still forced to block with everything, so I think that's okay. They're still forced to block. Ah, okay. Wow. Well, you get the drop border. You get the drop border. You get an advantage. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Drop border gets you there. Cool. Okay. Well, we just go here, right? Now I kind of wish I kept that upper hand, right? Imagine if I actually kept that upper hand. We actually had a rally in this game. So how does the opponent beat the double overwhelm? They don't, right? Especially because this is dealing 3 health, right? 11 minus 3. And then, I guess 11 minus 3 is only going to be 8. And then minus 3 here is also going to be 3. So it's going to be 11. So just with the overwhelm, we do have 11. Opponent could have the Scrying Sand or could also have a... They usually don't play... You know, I'm going to attack with everything, even the Yeti Yearling. If you want to block with the Ekko, that's okay. These 2 extra damage might actually matter.
Just a moment.
Yeah, these 2 extra damage from the Yeti Yearling might actually matter, so... It has to be exactly a Quicksand. And you still lose the Ekko. I guess you could have access to a revive. Absolver? Yeah. See? Like I said, these 2 damage matters. I mean, it's not gonna matter anyways, but... Yeah. There you go. Just casual pressure. We did blow the opponent out, right? That turn where we got to play that Troshan and kill the Ekko just completely blew out their plan. But that's why we want to keep that mana, right? That's why I was trying to calculate how much I needed to get their power and their health reduced to actually be able to take that trade. Because I figured that some Ekko players are going to be risky enough to actually take that. So, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Lurk. So, Lurk player here. Once the problem against Lurk, right, is the fact that doesn't really get us anywhere, right? If we I kind of feel like I should keep the trap. What I'm trying to get at, I guess, is that their units are gonna get bigger than what we have to deal with. I like the Ancient Yeti. I don't know about the Trapper because I'd rather do this on turn 3, right? I'd rather do Yeti Yearling into Spirits Unleash instead of having to play the Trapper, right? Because even if I keep this guy, let's chill for now. Let's chill for now. I don't want them to be able to kill this, especially now that we have the Vulnerable Guardian. I don't want them to have that. Wow. I guess I let it go. Yeah. Let it go. Rexa, okay. Because I don't want to lose this Yeti Yearling no matter what, right? No matter what, we're not going to lose this Yeti Yearling. Now, we know that the opponent does not have access to a Pike. We're going to go Spirits Unleash, right? And the problem is that it will kill their units. I guess we can play the Trapper next turn. And maybe we high roll the Enraged Yeti, and that way we can actually get the Abominable Guardian on the field. This is a great card though, because right now it kills 2 of the units, right? Other option is that we could block the snapshot. Like if the opponent has snapshot here, I might be down to block it. Yeah. Opponents should always open, but obviously they want to be able to predict to start with, so they might not actually go for the block. Other option is that we can play the Ancient Yeti, and that should get me the Abominable Guardian. The only punish against this Ancient Yeti is gonna be another Rek'Sai, right? If the opponent has another Rek'Sai on top, that's the only punish here. They don't have another Rek'Sai, so we can just go like this. Maybe they have Ruthless Predator, and that will stop my Abominable Guardian from coming down. I am taking a lot of damage though, which is another problem. They could also have the Pike spell, Bone Skewer. Nope. Okay. No. Oh. This Assessor seems so juicy. I might just go like this and keep this back, because this is not dying to the Surfside Collar. So I might just go like this and just keep this back. I gotta actually play the Trapper. Okay, so let me think this through. I do want to do the Spirits Unleash at some point. So I can, if I do the Trapper, let's just go for the Tall Tales. So let's go for the Tall Tales first. That gets me another 5 drop here. Because the Trapper is nice, but it's gonna kind of clog my hand. I kind of want to do Spirits Unleash instead to start with, and then play the Trapper. We have enough blockers. I mean, the Rek'Sai still stays alive, and yeah, the opponent can easily just pull this with the Rek'Sai. Is the Rek'Sai close to leveling up? It shouldn't, right? Oh, that's a great draw. That's a great draw. This will die to the Vakai, but we can just block. Okay, if you're gonna go like this, then you just gave me the option to just make it so that you have to sacrifice a unit here. The only downside is that the opponent didn't put the Rek'Sai back. They could play Rek'Sai here and get the free trade right here. Okay, it's just a Snapjaw. Okay. That's the Rek'Sai. We go here. This will allow me to kill the Rek'Sai for the game. We are gonna lose all our units though, which is gonna kind of suck for our Assessor. Yeah, we have to block with everything. Right, so we block with everything, which means that we lose all our units. We have to trigger the Bloody Business though, so that's also very nice on our end. I guess we can go here, right? We can go here and then go Assessor. That's why this card is so good, by the way, because when it costs 2 like this, like what is the opponent gonna do? I'm also gonna keep the Bloody Business because I have an idea that the opponent has Bone Skewer, but it doesn't even matter because they see staring down, right? Spiritual Lich is so good because our Yetis are really big enough as they are. We're 5/5. Add a couple of Spiritual Lich in there, and look at that. They're like 7/7, and all our other units are also so big that it becomes almost impossible for the opponent's gonna deal with that. So, GG's. In this match, we're going against Nocturne Kalista. So, fearsomes. We do have a lot of fearsome blockers, right? We do have all these Yetis. Okay, this is the hand that I like. I'm gonna try to hard mulligan for the Yeti Yearling. I know hard mulligan, by that I mean just mulligan my other 2 cards. Because I'm gonna try to hard roll this, the fact that I already have the Ancient, that I already have the Abominable Guardian in my hand, right? Unfortunately, we didn't get so lucky, right? We didn't get so lucky, otherwise we could do Yeti. Ho ho ho! Ho ho ho! So that will give me the Abominable Guardian, gives me a blocker. I still just take the 5 then, right? If the opponent develops, then I'm sad, but otherwise I just take the 5. Other option is to also play the Trapper. Nope. Okay, perfect. So now I have a great blocker against their units, and I'm gonna have a Abominable Guardian next turn. We can block the Horror, take the... I guess I take the 7. I guess I have to take the 7, right? I have to take the 7. Because I need to have the Yeti so that I can actually get the Abominable on the field. Abominable. I love saying that word because I really don't know what the heck I'm saying. Let's go LeBlanc. Let's go LeBlanc here. Let's go like this, I guess. Yeah, let's go like this. This is my things are gonna start dying very soon here, but I think I can at least get to No, 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 opponent. I have Darius. I play Darius. What is this? Why would you do that? I play Darius. Why would you do that? Opponent's gonna get so punished now. What is going on? Look at this. You guys know what's gonna happen now? They're gonna lose the whole board. We even drew a spiritual leash. Opponent's gonna surrender in 1, 2, 3. Like, oh. Why would you go to 10 when you have this shot like this? This is the reason why you play host in that fearsome, guys. Like, the reason you play the host in fearsome is so that you can literally just block for free, right? So now we can actually go ahead and play the Ancient Yeti open attack, and we're chilling. Like, I don't even need to open attack. I could first do mirror image if I wanted to. Is that better? I think that's better, right? Just go a second overwhelm unit, and then we have a third overwhelm unit with the might. They don't play vengeance, I know that. They have no way to summon a Nocturne. Yeah, I guess whatever. You get that, but what does that matter? 15? Yeah, we just go like this, and we're chilling. We have the might as our last overwhelm damage. You can have another blocker here, but it's not gonna matter because you decided to go to 10 all those turns ago. So now going to 10 is gonna come punish you, and that's game. I mean, I played Darius, and the opponent actually surrendered there. Didn't even let me finish. I played Darius. You don't go down to 10 when you can perfectly chomp block that.
Closer.
GG's. Even if I don't get the spiritual leash, I just win that. I just win on this turn every time. So, hey, welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today's games. A lot of fun. You're gonna see the power, just the sheer raw power. It's not about any fancy combos. You're not gonna do some crazy spells and blah 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 like every other deck that you see that's all losers. It's gonna be pure power. Just drop down these big boys, drop down these big 5/5, 6/6, 7/7s, kill them with overwhelm and just win the game. And it feels like people don't know how to play it against this deck, right? You kind of saw multiple of our opponents making what I think are very big misplays that allowed us to just kind of blow them out and just kind of take over the game. So just, it's also another good reason to play this deck now that people are still not used to it, because RickoRex just kind of got there yesterday, last night. So you're able to literally just play this and just surprise opponents that are not used to playing against Yeti and don't realize that you have to kill the Yeti Yearling, or that you have to, like, you know, play around Trollshan or play around the Might or Bloody Business, etc, etc, etc. Now, in terms of mulligan, I'm actually gonna do something real quick, and this is my fault for not having it open just yet. I'm gonna pull up Twitter because I think RickoRex actually kind of had his own suggestions for mulligan when he shared the deck yesterday. So I kind of want to show you all that straight from the person's mouth, right? So RickoRex says that he likes Yeti cards and then Blood for Blood, Challenger in fast matchups, Spirits in lower and mid-range matchups. I think I agree with that, right? I think at the end of this day, this deck is a Yeti deck, right? So I'm looking to have Abominable Guardian for sure in my hand, Ancient Yeti, and also the Yeti Yearling, as well as the Tall Tales. Tall Tales might be a little bit, it's the iffy one, right? Trapper and Tall Tales are the iffy ones. I only keep those if I already have an Abominable Guardian in my hand. But almost every single time, you do want to prioritize the Yeti Yearling, the Ancient Yeti, and the Abominable Guardian. Now, I haven't found myself keeping Blood for Blood that much, so I don't know how much I agree with that with RickoRex, but you know, he is the person with this deck, so I could trust him in that as well. And I also agree with the other thing, right? Trifer and Glory Seeker is really good when you know you have to deal with something that's trying to kill you fast. Like if you're gonna get Set Kale, you keep this Glory Seeker so you can kill like a Set, for example. Meanwhile, Spiritual Unleash is really hard for opponents that are very slow or mid-range to deal with Spiritual Unleash. Although I will say that a lot of times I like keeping Spiritual Unleash anyways, even against like aggressive decks, because you're able to kind of clear their board if they play a lot of one drops. Like if you're gonna get Spirit Aggro, it can be really good if they play Marai Warden, etc. So it's a mixed bag there. I kind of like Spiritual Unleash almost everywhere, but you do want to prioritize your Yetis first. Just kind of keep that in mind. In terms of general strategies with this deck, you kind of saw from the games that I played, you kind of just want to overwhelm the opponent with the sheer power and health that your Yetis have in general, right? So definitely you want to try to go for the Vulnerable Guardian, but most of the games that you saw today, I think there was only 2 games where we actually got to play that Vulnerable Guardian out, right? Most of the games you're not winning through him exactly. Sometimes you just win by just having a lot of cheap Yetis that are going to be so big for the opponent to deal with, and then they're taking like unnecessary damage or bad trades, which then lets you finish up with the Ancient Yeti, the Darius, or the Might to kind of push that lethal damage that you need. So remember, just always, it's 2 game plans. Either you're killing with Overwhelm or you're killing by going super wide. And either one can work really well depending on the situation. So yeah, that would be my general strategy with this deck. And obviously Bloody Business is so good if you know what you want to kill. So just kind of keep that in mind as well. But that'll be it for me today. Hope you enjoyed today's games. I had a lot of fun with this deck. As you can tell, maybe I'm usually not this animated in my videos. Maybe I should be more often, but hope you enjoyed the deck today. Thank you, RickoRex, for the idea for the video. If you did enjoy today's games, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post a lot of videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch. It's Twitch Sirturmund. We stream every now and then. And I know I haven't streamed for a while. There's going to be a stream coming this week, so keep an eye out for that. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all again tomorrow.